head down to Jamaica, shall we? I beg your pardon, Mama, what did you say? My mind was drifting off on Martinique Bay. It's not I'm not interested, you see. Augusta, Georgia is just no place to be. I think Jamaica in the moonlight, sandy beaches drinking rum every night. We got no money, Mama, but we can go. We'll split the difference, go to Coconut Grove. Keep on talking, Mama, I can't hear your voice, it tickles down inside of my ear. I feel a tropical vacation this year might be the answer to this hillbilly beer. I think Jamaica in the moonlight, sandy beaches drinking rum every night. We got no money, Mama, but we can go. We'll split the difference, go to Coconut Grove. Voila, an American dream. Well, we can travel, girl, without any means. When it's as easy as closing your eyes and dream Jamaica is a big neon sign. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. 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 Just keep talking, Mama, I like that sound. It goes so easy with that rain falling down. I think a tropical vacation this year might be the answer to this hillbilly beer. Voila, an American dream. Yeah, we can travel, girl, without any means. When it's as easy as just closing your eyes and dream Jamaica is a big neon sign. I think Jamaica in the moonlight, sandy beaches drinking rum every night. We got no money, Mama, but we can go. We'll split the difference, go to Coconut Grove. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. From my basement rec room, it's 1981 again. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Live for October 4th, 2022. Great to see everyone out there tonight. I saw my good friend Kathy from down in Cornwall checking in. Good to see you tonight, Kathy. Hope everybody's feeling better at your place. And also Kathy and Dwight from Waterloo are watching tonight. Good to see you, Kathy. And Kathy and Steve from Elmira. We have all the Kathys here tonight. That's great. And Ron up from Us Casing. I guess that's what's the left or right side. It's the right side of Kappa's Casing, I think, isn't it? It's right after the Cap anyways. And Feller from away up in Norris Point, or over in Norris Point, Newfoundland. Certainly thinking about all our friends out east. I know some still don't have power on. I thought I saw something recently, just was reading a little earlier today about somebody wasn't expecting power to be back on until sometime in the weekend, which is like almost 2 weeks. That's a little outrageous for a first world country. And see Danny Lamontagne checking in. Good to see you, Danny, up on the Bruce. Hope the weather's been nice up here. We've had some fantastic weather down here the last few days, and good looking for tomorrow and the next few days as well. It's going to stay warm. Cooling off a little bit through Thanksgiving weekend as well. Also heard through the Tuesday Live grapevine that our good friend Lee down in Lancaster, New York, is actually over in Pittsburgh today getting a little tune-up. So wishing Lee the best. I'm not sure he's going to be on live tonight, but he might be watching later. So Lee, hope everything goes well for you. And see you back on here soon. And greetings, I guess, to all the people who are out watching the replay and all our friends who watch on YouTube as well. I know there's my mom watches it. Hi, Mom. Hope you're watching it. Trying to convince my mom they should broadcast it in the building she's in. They have a theater there. I thought they should broadcast it live in the theater. That'd be nice. Everybody else on YouTube too. Peter and Catherine out there. Jim and Lynn out on the West Coast. And I'm not sure who else might be out there. Nelson and Sandra. Maybe David Hill, my good friend David down Eastern Ontario. I'm not sure if Dave watches on Facebook or YouTube, but good to have everybody here. And Corey, good to see you here tonight. I don't know how many of my OAC 81 classmates are here, but this is kind of a continuation. I did a show down actually 3 weeks ago tonight. I did a show in Nova Scotia at Pictou Lodge for my OAC 81 classmates. And I looked at a bunch of music from that time, and I realized most of the music we were listening to in 1981 was probably done in the 70s, the music we'd grown up listening to. And so we started doing some of that. And boy, I dug up a lot of songs. In fact, that one I opened with tonight, An American Dream, that was a Nitty Gritty Dirt Band song, which I kind of remembered when I heard it, but I hadn't thought about it for a long, long time. I always think of Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, the great Will the Circle Be Unbroken double album set. Don't see those anymore, do we? Double album set with all the old classic bluegrass and country greats, the Carter, Maybelle Carter and Doc Watts, and that was a fantastic album. And tonight on the show, we're going to have more 70s and maybe early 80s music, some new nature picks from Stan McRae, and we got a bunch of some guest performances from our good friends, cast friends, Rob Dylan, Robbie O'Spoon over in Dublin, Ontario, Neil Old and Lazy Horse, I think, hanging around the backyard right now. And speaking of the backyard, at the backyard, we've got our cousin Willy Witherspoon ready to kick things off. So Willy, let's what do you got for us tonight? Well, hey y'all, Willie here. Good to see you on this Tuesday night. You know, it's nice, not too bad out here in the shed, you know. But, I got a bit of that COVID too originally. I thought I might have caught it from Stu. I was calling it the rabbit flu, but Stu said you can't get rabbit flu from rabbits to people. So I thought, well, I must have got it somewhere else, but I ain't been anywhere near the house or nothing, so don't know where I picked it up. But anyways, I was talking to Stu. I said, well, Stu, I'm sorry for calling that rabbit's flu if it ain't rabbit flu, because I didn't want to offend you rabbits. And I said, well, Stu, you got a suggestion, any requests for this week? We're doing sort of late 70s, early 80s music. And, well, Stu says to me, my favorite singer all the time is Eddie Rabbit. All the rabbits like Eddie Rabbit because he's one of us. So I thought, well, Stu, I got a song that was a big hit back around 1970-something, I think. #1 country hit for a long time, called I Love a Rainy Night. And I love a rainy night as long as it's not a hurricane night, because that ain't so sweet, is it? Well, I love a rainy night, love a rainy night, love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. Love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, the showers watch all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love a rainy night, love a rainy night. Love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. Love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadow, who puts a song in this heart of mine, who puts a smile on my face every time, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. You can see it in my eyes. Yeah, I love a rainy night, 'cause it makes me high. Oh, I love a rainy night, you know I do. Yeah, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night, you can see it in my eyes. I love a rainy night, 'cause it makes me high. I love a rainy night, and I love you too. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, thanks for that, Willie, and great version of that song. I love Eddie Rabbit too. You know, I've always did the other one, Speed Trap Up Ahead, Slow Me Down. What's that? Drive My Life Away. That's a great Eddie Rabbit tune too, from around the same era. But anyways, this next song I'm going to play is from a singer-songwriter of sort of the 70s who had tragically passed away very young, just sort of at the height of his career as well. Left a young son who I think is doing a bit of music now as well too. But basically, this premise of this song is it's by the great Jim Croce. And it's basically the premise is, you know, if you got the telephone number written down on a matchbook of an old girlfriend, she's off living with your best friend Al. Probably best not to give her a call, but, you know, talk to the operator if you can get one. Operator, oh, could you help me place this call? You see the number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. A guy she said she knew well and sometimes hated. And isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell him I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. that's not the way it feels. Operator, oh, could you help me place this call? 'Cause I can't read the number that you just gave me. There's something in my eyes, you know it happens every time. I think about the love that I thought would save me. And isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell him I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels. No, 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 no. That's not the way it feels. Operator, oh, let's forget about this call. There's no one there I really wanted to talk to. And thank you for your time, 'cause you've been so much more than kind. You can keep the dime. And isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell her I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. No, but that's not the way it feels. Great Jim Croce. What a great song that is. You're not going to get an operator or a phone call for a dime either, are you? If you can find a phone booth. But let's send it down to Eastern Ontario to our good friend, nature photographer Stan McRae, and see what Stan has for us tonight. Fantastic as always, Stan. Great pictures. Love that those dogs, those blue-eyed dogs. Stan said there's like 12 or 14 of them. I don't think Stan's here tonight, but but he was asked to photograph those dogs, I guess. And it's a large group of dogs. Those and the blue-eyed dog. Not sure I've ever seen that before, except on like husky or something, right? Those like husky poos or something. I don't know. They're like pooing all kinds of dogs, aren't they? Can't you get like a Labradoodle poo and I don't know. Are they doodles? They're actually not poos. They're doodles. There's a doodle, a poodoodle, a poodle. A poodle crossed with something else, right? I'm no dog breeder. Anyways, this is a song. I saw Chris kicking in there. Good to see you, Chris. I see Chris over on YouTube tonight. Hello to everybody over on YouTube. And not everybody on YouTube can always comment, so I always feel like I'm leaving those folks out. But it's great having everybody here tonight. Anything you can do to help promote the show, too, if you want to, share it or tell your friends about it or invite your mother or your sister or your brother or your friend to watch it. That'd be great. Always looking to build the audience up a bit because we have so much fun here on Tuesday night. And this is a song I've been playing for a long, long time. It's from back in the sort of late 70s or so. And it's a song that the musician who wrote it's built an entire empire around that includes restaurants, food products, I think in retirement communities in Florida and stuff. So anyways, you'll recognize it. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of them tourists and covered in oil, strumming my sixth string on my front porch swing, smelling those shrimp that are beginning to boil. I'm wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. I don't know the reason, stayed here all season with nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. It's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. How it got here I haven't a clue. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. Well, I know, hell, it could be my fault. I blew on my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top. I cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and soon it will render a frozen concoction that helps me hang on. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Margaritaville. It's the last time you had a margarita. It hasn't been margarita drinking weather recently, although it is certainly getting a little better for the next few days. Maybe I will have a margarita for my birthday since it's coming up. But anyways, let's send it all the way over to Dublin, Ontario, to our Irish fella, Robbie O'Spoon. See what he's got for us tonight. Oh, hello everybody out there in internet lands. Robbie O'Spoon here in Dublin, Ontario, is having a grand old time, trying to, dig my potatoes all pretty much all dug now. And, swilling the pigs. But let me tell you, I don't know how it happened, but, I got the COVID too. I'm just getting a bit over it. My voice a little bit rusty still. And I don't know how I got it because, I never saw Rob. I know he had the COVID, but I don't see him much. Maybe it got caught in the internet or something. And I don't know how that happened, but, you might want to be safe out there. I'm not positive anymore, but if you want to be extra safe, you might want to put on your mask while you're listening to me. I don't want to be spreading the COVID around because it's not that good for you. It didn't feel very good there for a while. I was worried about spreading it to the pigs and all that too, but let me tell you, it was a bit of a heartache for me. And that's what's the song I was going to do for you this week too. It's from 1978. Bonnie Tyler, she had a big hit with this song, very popular back home. It's called It's a Heartache, and well, that happens when you get the COVID and lots of other things too, I guess, but I'm going to give her a go. I hope you like it. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. I hit you when it's too late, hit you when you're down. It's a fool's game, nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. You love him till your arms break, then he lets you down. It ain't right with the love to share when you find he doesn't care for you. It ain't wise to need someone as much as I depended on you. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. I hit you when it's too late, I'd hit you when you're down. It's a fool's game, nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. It ain't right with a love to share when you find he doesn't care for you. It ain't wise to need someone as much as I depended on you. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. I love him till your arms break, then he let you down. It's a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. it's a heartache. I love him till your arms break, then he lets you down. It's a heartache. Thank you, Robbie. Great version with that song all the way from Dublin, Ontario. Great to have you here tonight. This next song I'm going to do is one that was written many years ago. I'm not sure exactly when it was published, but it was asked a question that a lot of folks born in 1958 are finding out this year, or in my case, I'm going to find out in a few short hours the answer to this question posed by the Beatles many moons ago. Get older, losing my hair many years from now. Will you still be sending me a valentine, a birthday greetings, bottle of wine? If I've been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Older too, and if you say the word, I could stay with you. I could be handy mending a fuse when your lights have gone. You can knit a sweater by the fireside. Sunday mornings go for a ride, doing the garden, digging the weeds. Who could ask for more? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Every summer we can rent a cottage in the Isle of Wight if it's not too dear. We shall scrimp and save. Grandchildren on your knee, Vera, Chuck, and Dave. Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. You're sincerely wasting away. Give me your answer, fill in a form, mine forevermore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Well, let's turn it over to that folk singing fella, Rob Dylan. How does it feel? Well, hey everybody, it's Rob Dylan here. Good to see you again. Tuesday Live. You know, I missed you last week. I was out. I was out with the COVID too. You know, I must have picked it up here when I was here 2 weeks ago. I went into this COVID-infested place to play some tunes, and well, you know, it's I don't see anybody else except for the trees. So it must have been from Rob, or maybe Neil Old had it. I'm not sure, but still getting over it a bit. I know you're out there on the other side of the wire there, so you're safe, but it's affected my voice a bit. I sound even more like Big Brother Bob, a little bit more raspy, but I'm going to give it a shot here. I thought I'd do one of Bob's spiritual songs, since I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that, during the 70s, 80s, Bob went through a real kind of born-again Christian religious phase, which was really cool. And he wrote some really good songs, some really inspired, kind of almost spiritual songs. And I think this is one of them. It's called Every Grain of Sand. And Bob said this song just kind of floated right out of him. And I noticed I got Lazy Horse there hanging out the window. So I'm going to ask Lazy Horse if he'll give me a hand on this. So Lazy, why don't you kick it off? Give me a little 3/4, a little bit of a swinging beat there. A shuffly beat might be good, In the time of my confession, in the hour of my deepest need, when the pool of tears beneath my feet flood with every newborn seed, there's a dying voice within me, reaching out somewhere, toiling in the danger and the morals of despair. I don't have the inclination to look back on any mistake. Like Cain, I now behold this chain of events that I must break. In the fury of the moment, I can see the Master's hand in every leaf that trembles, in every grain of sand. Flowers of indulgence and the weeds of yesteryear, like criminals they have choked the breath of conscience and good cheer. The sun beat down upon the steps of time to light the way, to ease the pain of idleness, I gaze into the doorway of temptation's angry flame, and every time I pass that way, I always hear my name. Then onward in my journey, I come to understand that every hair is numbered, like every grain of sand. I have gone from rags to riches in the sorrow of the night, in the violence of a summer's dream, in the chill of a wintry light, in the bitter dance of loneliness, fading into space, in the broken mirror of innocence, and each forgotten name. I hear the ancient footsteps like the motion of the sea. Sometimes I turn, there's someone there. Other times it's only me. I'm hanging in the balance of the reality of man, like every sparrow falling, like every grain of sand. Way to go, Rob Dylan and Lazy Horse. That's something we don't usually see. Lazy Horse playing along with Rob Dylan, but laid down a nice kind of one of his little trademark kind of equine shuffles there to keep the song going. That was a great tune, great rendition, and great to see Rob Dylan and Lazy Horse playing together. Thanks everybody for the kind comments, Chris and Ron. Appreciate folks throwing some comments out there as we're going along through the show. There's some folks out there. I can kind of see you through the lens of the camera, but here's a song from the late 70s that became super popular. In a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle, and she showed me the way. And there were voices down the corridor, I thought I heard him say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. Her name is Tiffany Twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She's got lots of pretty boys that she calls friends. How they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So I called up the captain, please bring me my wine. We haven't had that spirit here since 1969. And still those voices are calling from far away. I'll wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. Living it up at the Hotel California. What a nice surprise. Bring your alibi. Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice. She said we're just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the night man, we are programmed to receive. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. That was a great song by the Eagles. And Eagles, Danny, I think, Stones. Would be good. It sounds like a Stones song a bit, doesn't it? And I never thought of that, Chris, a Halloween song, because we do have, I think, there's rumors. I haven't confirmed them yet, because it's always sort of getting in touch with them is always a little difficult. I have to get the Ouija board out to sort of communicate. It's the only way I can communicate with Uncle Creepy. And getting up in Fenland Falls, getting him to come out of his his cottage, to do the annual Halloween show. I'm not sure. Hopefully get Uncle Creepy back. He was looking a little sort of faded last year, but maybe he's got some color back in him. Anyways, and good to see Stan on here tonight. Great to see you, Stan. I'm sure Stan's got lots of things going on, all the detecting and photographing and stuff he does down there in Eastern Ontario. Appreciate the pictures he throws up here. And as you can hear, my voice is still a little rough from my COVID experience a few weeks back. I've been testing negative for the last little while, but boy, it takes a while to get off there. If you haven't had COVID, I'd try to keep avoiding it if you can. And if you had it, I wouldn't recommend getting it again, at least with my experience. But anyways, let's send it out to the Beatles tribute room, and we've got Neil Old and, of course, Lazy Horse waiting out there for us. Well, hello everybody. It's Neil Old here again. Good to see you on Tuesday Live here. And I'm feeling kind of old. Picked up the COVID. I don't know if I got it here or where I got it, but I'm tested negative now. But still feeling it a bit and affected my voice a bit. And I think I maybe sound a little bit more like Neil, so maybe not a bad thing. But boy, I don't recommend it to anybody. It was no fun. But luckily, Lazy Horse didn't get it, and he's here to play some drums for us tonight. So we're going to play a song, a Neil Young song called Human Highway, which is, I think, from the late 70s, somewhere around there. I'm sure somebody will look it up. But anyways, Lazy, kick it off, will ya? I come down from the misty mountain. I got lost on the human highway. Take my head, refreshing fountain. Take my eyes from that, Lazy. Got a little offbeat there, I think, didn't we? Well, thanks so much for that, Neil Old and Lazy Horse. Great rendition of that song. Really enjoyed that. And thanks for all the kind comments out there. Yeah, Ron, we do have a lot of songs in common. Must be, said I'm 6 months older than you, so I did get a 6-month head start. But that was funny when I was playing my OEC 81 reunion 3 weeks ago out in Nova Scotia. I was sort of thinking in that room, obviously there were a few folks who came to university either a few years early or a few years later. Mostly a few years later, probably. But for the vast majority in that room, we're all born the same year I was born. So it's kind of interesting when you get into that room with that many people. And now you realize all the things you have in common being that close in age. But, I have some young aunts that I have lots of close music in common with. And a lot of folks, music can be common across a lot of generations. My dad, who passed away a few years back at the age of 95, we certainly enjoyed a lot of common, similar music too. So it's a bridge, and it's a connection between all of us. I'm going to turn it over. Willie just sort of radioed in from the shed and said he's got another tune for us tonight. He says he wants to give me a little break, so I'm going to send it back out to Willie, see what he's got for us. Hey y'all, it's Willie here again. Thought I'd give Rob a bit of a break from doing all that singing in there, and maybe do a next song out here so we can kind of share the load tonight. Although we're having a good time doing it, aren't we? All these songs from the 70s and 80s, and here's one from 1977. It was a big hit. Sing along if you know it. In a bar in Toledo, across from the depot, on a bar stool she took off her ring. I thought I'd get closer, so I walked on over. I sat down and asked her her name. When the drinks finally hit her, she said, I'm no quitter, but I finally quit living on dreams. Hungry for laughter and here ever after. I'm after whatever the other life brings. In the mirror I saw him, and I closely watched him. I thought how he looked out of place. He came to the woman who sat there beside me. He had a strange look on his face. The big hands were calloused. He looked like a mountain. For a minute I thought I was dead. But he started shaking. His big heart was breaking. He turned to the woman and said, picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, lived through some sad times. This time your hurting won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. After he left us, I ordered more whiskey. I thought how she'd made him look small. From the lights of the barroom to a rented motel room, we walked without talking at all. She was a beauty, but when she came to me, she must have thought I'd lost my mind. For I couldn't hold her, 'cause the words that he told her kept coming back time after time. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, lived through some sad times, but this time your hurting won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. We'll sing along one more time. You ready? You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, lived through some sad times, but this time your hurting won't heal. Picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Well, great version of that song, Willie. Fun to sing along there. Hope everybody else there was singing as well. Thanks for the birthday wishes there, feller from away. And yeah, that is an interesting song, Chris. That Kenny Rogers song with Lucille, Fine Time to Leave Me. Well, she probably had other reasons for leaving, I'm sure, that were related to the hard life she was living. But it sounds it was a hard life, and she was just looking for a little relief from it, I guess. But I actually ran into Kenny Rogers. I don't know if I mentioned this in the show before. I ran into Kenny Rogers once. I was at a conference down in Las Vegas. And a guy, Steve Wynn, who's a big hotel guy down there, was talking about a golf course he was building in Las Vegas. And he brought his little entourage with him and included Kenny Rogers. And I was just standing out in the hall afterwards. And Kenny Rogers sort of came by and we exchanged pleasantries, said hello, enjoyed his music. And it's kind of cool. And I started thinking of Kenny Rogers. I listened to him quite a while earlier, like even before the Lucille song. He played with that band, Kenny Rogers and the First Edition. And I think their big hit was like Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. That was a good tune too. And it was a great tune. But anyways, thanks for that, Willie. Appreciate you giving me a little break there. But we're going to wind up the show. We're just about done here at the top of the hour. Thanks to everybody who contributed to the show. Brian Stan McRae down in Eastern Ontario. There's always amazing nature images. And Rob Dylan, Neil Old and Lazy Horse, Robbie O'Spoon, and of course Cousin Willie giving me a hand there. And certainly appreciate all of you folks out there who support the show by watching the show every week, commenting, contributing to our virtual tip jar, being a patron, sharing, liking, just being part of our audience. We love having you here. My executive producer Carol as well, all the work she does to keep this thing up and running in the talented Tuesday Live animation department. And next week, we're going to do some Oktoberfest. I'm not sure. I'll see how my voice is. I might give my voice a rest. And I don't know if you remember the Weidenlaufel brothers, Johann and Wilhelm from Munich. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get them to come this year. Maybe we'll do a little highlights from some of the Weidenlaufel songs from over the last few years. It might be good to see as well. So we'll get your beer stein polished up. It's Oktoberfest again, and a little later on in the month, we're going to get into Halloween, too, and Uncle Creepy Mate might come by as well. But be sure to share the show on Facebook and tell your family and friends. We're always looking for new listeners, new viewers. And I'd love to have you come hang out with me at the after show party, which we always kind of have a little virtual party on Zoom. There's always a handful of folks there. And I know some folks sometimes jump on it early and nobody comes on and they disappear before everybody else shows up. It takes me a while. I have to turn off a bunch of lights and stuff here before I can come up and grab myself a beverage and get all the technology set up. But pop in there. If you pop in, hang around, someone will eventually show up. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a link in the email. And if you don't get the email, you should go to tuesdaylive.ca and sign up for the email so that we can get you on the after party. We'd love to see you there. And check in, say hello. Some of these folks we comment with every week. Be fun to chat with you a bit. But that's kind of winds up our show. And I was reading a thing. I read Tolstoy. I have a sort of, it's almost like a daily devotional book I got. So I read about it somewhere, and I bought a copy of it, and so I read it almost every day. And he talks about lots of spiritual things, but also One thing that today was actually, he talked about love and how important if you love other people, you will be loved. Was kind of the basic gist of that. So just love. Everybody needs a place to go, and everybody needs a way to know they're just loved. And why do we hurt the ones we love? Why don't we lift them up instead of putting them down and just love? 'Cause deep inside every one of us, there's something brighter than gold waiting to shine out. We keep it covered up with a layer of clay. We've got to start washing it off someday with just love. We'll only be here for a very short time, to lie in the sun and sip sweet wine and just love. It'll all be here and then be gone. Instead of harsh words and singing sad songs, let's just love. 'Cause deep inside every one of us, there's something brighter than gold waiting to shine out. We keep it covered up with a layer of clay. We've got to start washing it off someday with just love. Not gonna try, I'm just gonna do it. If you join with me, well then we would make two. We need more giving, less taken away. If you start right now, we'll get there someday to just love. You find it in your heart if you look deep enough. You find the only thing that we really need now, it's just love. And it's hard to just love in a world full of hate. If we get started now, it won't be too late to just love. 'Cause deep inside every one of us, there's something brighter than gold waiting to shine out. We keep it covered up in a layer of clay. We've got to start washing it off someday with just love. Just love. See you next week.